So let's get ourselves in trouble, shall we? Welcome to this T video. In this T video, I'm reacting to our beloved, mentally deranged, mentally deficient commander-in-chief. Let's just get into this garbage, shall we?
And so everybody talks about freedom and not to have a shot or have a test.
Yeah, because I don't know if you've forgotten, old man, but the United States was based on civil liberties. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I don't know if you've forgotten that in your old demented state. I don't know if you've been corrupted to the point where you've forgotten the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, or you just want to burn all that shit because you want to make more money off of, allegedly, of course, Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. But last time I checked, Americans had the right to choose their own destiny, to choose their own life and own health, whether regardless if it's ignorant to other people's opinions, whether regardless if it's ignorant to public health. There's people who choose to eat out. There's people who choose to overeat. There's people who choose to engage in drugs, which we'll get into here in a second, which is an interesting thing about that. But America, last time I checked, was based on, personal choice, civil liberties, and things like that. But maybe he's just forgotten it since he's just a creepy old bastard, but I digress.
Well, guess what? So how about patriotism? How about making sure that you're vaccinated so you do not spread the disease to anybody else? What about that?
What about that? And he's going to evoke patriotism with this. Sure, patriotic duty. Oh, boy. Speaking, how I mentioned people indulging in drugs? Well, allegedly, I have to be vague here. I have to be careful. But apparently someone's son, who's in high office, has flings with Russian prostitutes. And he smokes a little crack, shoots a little H, and he passes out. And when he passes out, these Russian women of the night take his computers. He's lost 2 of these, allegedly. And they take these computers back to the Kremlin, back to the Red Square, where some FSB agent hacks into it, and they go through all the files and dirty information and sick shit Hunter Biden's into, and they line up that blackmail if possible, and they probably have Hunter Biden right by the balls, and maybe even our president. Who knows at this point? Of course, it's all allegedly. Yeah, but Biden here is going to incur the image of patriotism that we should be vaccinated, we get our booster shots, and be a good little boy or girl and just line up and do it. Well, I tell you what, I'll get vaccine, I'll get all your fucking boosters if your son, if this person who's related to and a descendant of someone in high office would stop doing heroin and crack, would stop philandering with Russian agents and Russian hookers, and maybe, just maybe then I would do it, or maybe if the certain elections were not tampered with. Of course, again, I have to be vague here on YouTube because YouTube doesn't allow freedom of speech. You have to kind of read in between the lines and read into things. But yeah, this guy, this old fart who has connections to Russia, to China, is going to incur to us, the average Joe, the average American, that we should do our patriotic duty and be vaccinated. Whoa. And you know what? It is comforting. This is why, no matter what state America is in, this is why I love America, is the absolute utter defiance of the people when tyranny tries to push their bullshit on everyone else. And that's what makes America, the United States, such a glorious country. Because when assholes like this, who carries around a nuclear football, nuclear launch codes, he can mobilize the military anywhere he wants. He has a lot of power. But at the end of the day, when the American people don't feel like it, when they don't feel pushed or pressured into something, we can say, fuck you. And that's the truth of it, and that's why God bless America. And no, you are not some kind of seditionist, insurrectionist if you choose not to get the vaccine. That is your God-given right from God himself in the Constitution, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If these... Nothing intercedes between those. And it's just funny how he should get out here on this TV or wherever the shit this is from and incur to us, oh, your patriotic duty. No, this isn't how America works. America, well, it used to not be ruled by corporate overlords or big pharma. But, see, they're trying so hard to make America into, like, the oppressive, tyrannical shithole like Australia, like London and other places where they crush people under vaccine mandates and, get your papers, please, right? Or in Italy with the Green Pass and they're trying so hard to corral the American people under their boots, but it is failing. And that is why the angry old man here has to put out shit like this, oh, it's your patriotic duty. Now, it's your patriotic duty, and it's our patriotic duty to tell you to get fucked. And that's my opinion. And again, in closing, if you want to get vaccine, if you want to get boosters, that's your freedom of choice to do so. That's your civil liberties to do so. If you want to get shot up full of germ juice and you think it helps you, by all means, God bless you. That is your freedom of choice. But one thing that the majority of Americans want is to be left alone. Leave us alone. Stop trying to push us and force us into your idea of public health and other horseshit. You don't incur on people who overeat. You don't incur over crack-headed sons of presidents that smoke crack and shoot heroin. You don't incur on other drug abusers, alcoholics with health passes, or you don't. So this whole thing about public health, in my mind, is just another form of them trying to run another tyrannical scheme to try and corral the American people and American freedom into a box that they control, that they can open and close the lid when they see it fit. And that's just my opinion. Hope you really enjoyed it. Drop a like, drop a dislike, comment below. See you next time. And remember, disobedience to tyranny is obedience to God.